Hey there, Starshaped here. Welcome to another Warcraft 3 commentary. This is game 2 between Sheik as the Red Undead and MisterWinner as the Teal Human. And previously I said I didn't know if this was a best of 3 or just 2 ladder games, but the fact that they're the exact same colors leads me to believe that this is probably a best of 3 from one of the recent tournaments. So if we know anything about MisterWinner, we know that he likes to play one strategy in one matchup, and he likes to perfect that strategy. I'm just going to switch to MisterWinner. Perhaps he spams the keyboard a bit less. Nice. No. This is the downside of not being able to select an observer. You're going to hear a lot of those rally flag sounds. But yeah, I mean, MisterWinner loves to play his own way. He loves to play one way only. So my bets would be that he's going to play the exact same style he did last game, which would be a 1 base, tier 3, with a Griffin Aviary, 1 workshop, Archmage Mountain Paladin. It worked pretty well last game, but Sheik just really played the way you're supposed to play against it, you know. He was patient, he was calm, he did eventually get those Banshees, which, I mean, that's really what you want at the end of the day to defeat that army. You want anti-magic shell, you want curse. Eventually you might want possession. Looks like we have the same build as last game from Sheik as well, Ted Fiends. Again, a very standard opening against human. Sheik, a very standard player, so I'm not surprised.
Job's done. Ready for action.
But compared to last map, this map I'd say more would favor a rifle caster type army over knights, just because of how narrow it is. But again, MisterWinner probably not going to change anything at all. He likes to play that one strategy and perfect it.
Ready for action.
Calls Militia, starts creeping this green spot. The interesting thing to see is whether or not this Death Knight's going to creep himself, which it looks like he might be doing since there's a dead rabbit here. So he could eventually pick up a second corpse and start creeping this.
Job's done.
Which looks like what he might be doing instead of trying to harass. Just like he did last game. Nice Acolyte Scout, the new 1.30 Acolyte just zooming on by.
Ready for action.
MisterWinner trying to block. I don't know if this is worth it. This is taking a lot of time. And MisterWinner even sees what's going on, but isn't doing a lot to deal with it. So instead of finishing the creep camp, Sheik decides to move on because there's double inner fire here, and I mean, these creeps just won't die in a long time. Plus, since he was scouted, you never know when the Archmage and Footmen are going to show up, so probably he'll try to creep the second one, or he'll start harassing at this point. Meanwhile, MisterWinner's goal is to just get level 2. He's teching. He's getting that Arcane Tower he got last time, getting that Lumber Mill he got last time. And Sheik is actually a bit further behind in tech this time, so game 1, MisterWinner did forget his tech for quite a while, honestly, because he was, I mean, this is pretty much how far Sheik had come when MisterWinner started his tech last time. So a more well-timely tech here from MisterWinner in this game. Level 2 is reached. Some pretty good items here, more HP and more everything from the circlet. And Sheik did go for that troll camp at the bottom. Also going to level up. Both of these auras are utterly crucial for both of these races. You got to get that Brilliance aura right away. Got to get that Unholy aura right away. And Sheik, from his perspective, hasn't been scouting too well, but again, he's playing against MisterWinner. He knows there's not going to be an expansion. So you might as well just use all your skeletons to creep, be a bit faster, rather than send them out to scout. Which is the one negative aspect of MisterWinner's playstyle, is the predictability of it all. But we do have level 3 Archmage, and once we have level 3, that's usually when you want to just go and do as much damage as you can. Those level 2 Water Elementals and double circuits, very nice on any hero. But instead of actually harassing, MisterWinner decides to just keep on creeping. I actually do very much like this because on Last Refuge, I mean, a lot of the creep camps are very, very close to your main. So if you run into harass, even though your opponent might be creeping something, he's still going to be very close home. So So this is a way to kind of guarantee usefulness by at least getting more experience and stealing an important item from your opponent. And if we remember last game, there wasn't any destroyers. There weren't any destroyers in the air. So that level 2 brilliance with level 2 water metals really add a lot of DPS, especially against that frost armor. And again, we see straight tier 3, Mountain King second. And pretty soon we'll see that workshop and that Griffin Aviary. Some militia being called, however, so Mr. Winner is going to try to get both of these shop camps, and it looks like he's going to be successful at it. Meanwhile, Sheik, also level 3, but still creeping. Last Refuge is one of those maps where a lot of the times both players will just creep, and in this matchup, in particularly against like Mr. Winner, if you're undead, probably just want to keep on creeping, but instead, Sheik actually decides to just get the item and then back off. And he's going to creep jack amazingly well here. Could get the Ogre Mage. Does indeed get it. Or did he? I think he did, but couldn't really tell, I'm sorry. Footmen could go down as well. Nice deny by Mr. Winner. Sentry ward being placed. And Mountain King is out, which is always very scary. There's actually no mana for a Death Claw, so that Fiend does go down. So both of these big items went to Mr. Winner. Supply-wise, Sheik's actually ahead, but just now getting mana for one coil. Could potentially nuke down this Mountain King though if he just goes for that coil right about now, but Invulnerability Potion being passed. Looks like that's going to force the Town Portal here from Sheik. There we go. So very interesting choice for Sheik to go Frost Armor instead of Frost Nova at level 1. But it looked quite efficient. Although if he had gone Nova, he could probably have killed the Mountain King, so it's hard to say.
Our forces are under attack.
All of this militia usage and all the peasant deaths have again led to this awkward situation for Mr. Winner where he has a lot of gold but not a lot of wood. He hasn't even started his Griffin Aviary yet, so at this point in the game it looks like it's going to be pure Night Gyro, like he just can't afford to get those Griffins right now.
Upgrade complete.
Paladin gets started.
We have liftoff.
Improved lumber harvesting, I like that. He's going to need a lot of wood, so might as well spend some of your excess gold to get more wood. Flying Machine sees the Sentry Ward. Again with this really nice Flying Machine positioning here. Especially on this map, like one well-positioned Flying Machine, you can see like both exits. It's very, very powerful. Meanwhile, Sheik does have one more Sentry Ward placed, so he also feels quite comfortable creeping here. Solo creeping the Lich, waiting to get that orb.
Our forces are under attack.
Probably will pass the claws and the orb at that point. Mr. Winner, however, is not solo creeping. He doesn't really have the army to creep without his Archmage at this point, so it makes sense, but it's a shame that the Archmage, who's already level 4, is stealing this experience. Finally, we have the Griffin Aviary, but a bit of a supply block for Mr. Winner. Probably see some more farms. There we go. It's not the perfect macro game for Mr. Winner at this point, but supply-wise they're still quite even, and they will contest this red camp. Very important not to just give that up for free. And because we have Inner Fire and Bloodlust, if you have these dragged out fights, those creeps can get very, very difficult to kill if they all get Bloodlusted and all get Inner Fired. So here's the first real fight. There are Flying Machines but no Destroyer, just like last game. Frost Armor used to good effect. Staff is now on Archmage instead of the Paladin, which is very, very good for Mr. Winner, so perhaps he can keep the Paladin alive a bit better. Creeps being pulled, fighting for the undead at this point. Knight gets Nova down just before it could be staffed. So Knight down, Footman down. So far no kills for Mr. Winner. Bolt Light secures that first kill and a level up on the Mountain King. So 4-2-1 against 3-2. Pretty close game so far.
I await your
I'd say that first battle there went in Sheik's favor for sure, just because, like I said in the previous game, like if you're trading a Fiend for a Knight, that's always a good trade. It's like tier 1 against tier 3 pretty much. Tier 1.5.
Our forces are under attack.
Griffins are on the way now though.
Job's done.
Not sure that we have web. Sheik might have gotten it just you know, blindly, because he knows. Well, first of all, he knows there are flying machines, and he knows that there might well be Griffins as well. Getting a single destroyer would actually make creeping this a lot easier as well. So the flying machines are serving a pretty big purpose at this point, just making sure that those destroyers don't show up. But it's a delicate balance. Like, you don't want to make too many, you don't want to make too few. At this point, 2 destroyers would definitely just destroy these flying machines. Shockwave being cast by the creeps, actually hitting the statue, which is quite good for Mr. Winner because that cannot be coiled. Nice use of healing ward, good position here, but should be cancelled. Just one attack. There we go. Staff out on the knight. Bolt focus. And instant frost armor usage by the Lich, although not on this one. So the Fiend does go down. Again, with the frost armor, Mr. Winner does not switch target ever. A lot of the times players will attack a Fiend, and if it gets frost armor, they'll switch target, like Mr. Winner did now. Try to force out as many frost armors as possible to waste the mana. Oh, but this Mountain King is in trouble. There is a greater healing potion. It will be passed? No. It was instead the town portal. The greater healing potion was used previously. Didn't even see it being used. And yeah, I mean, not a lot of losses. 50 supply for both players. But crucially, whoever wins the fight, whoever does not town portal, gets a lot easier access to this creep here. Previous game, Sheik got terrible items from the red creeps. We'll see what he gets here. Codgrass Pipe of Insight. So this is the opposite of terrible. This is probably the best thing he could possibly get here. Making sure that those heroes keep up their mana pool.
Our forces are under attack.
Mr. Winner kind of taking his time, sitting around a little too much. Maybe he was blocked in his base a little bit. Now he starts creeping as well. Going to take a pretty natural path to his mercenary camp, to his expansion, and then down to these creeps over here. So this red spot will probably be pretty well contested.
Our forces are under attack.
Sheik looking to get level 3 here on the Lich and level 2 on the Dark Ranger. So you're going to get some Dark Arrows. Level 2 Nova. Probably level 2 Nova. I don't think he'd ever pick level 2 Frost Armor. Although it wouldn't be totally crazy. Mr. Winner going straight for the red camp after the mercenary camp. He will get the item to go here. Warsong Battle Drums, great item as well. Adds some extra damage of that entire armor. Does go above 50, so it's 59 against 50 right now. Quick pause though, just want to see. Yeah, so a lot of the supply is actually just still being made, so it's not in the fight, but there is a militia train coming, so there's a good possibility for a sandwich here from Mr. Winner. We'll see what happens. Let's fight. Sheik checking the expansion, not even crept yet. Sees a lot of militia moving out. And these militia just turning into skeletons. And Mr. Winner does not really have the wood to afford these losses. He will have to remake them. But that statue goes down immediately. Like that match damage, doing so much damage against the statues. Frost armor on the focus fired fiend. Focus fire on the knight gets staffed out. Web has been cast. Fiend's just melting pretty quickly here to the bolt-like combination, but these zero armor griffins are really feeling the damage here from the orb and piercing damage focus fire as well. So just like last game, just like last fight, a lot of even trades here, unit by unit. Nice coil to save the Lich, frost armor on the Lich as well. Staff being used, but this Paladin does not go down. Last second, Divine Shield. Griffin focused down the last statue, so there will be no more mana or health regeneration from those. Holy Light being cast on the Mountain King. Lich in trouble. There is no town portal and there's actually no mana, but wow, look at that. Dodging with Stormbolt with his Holy Potion, knocking down the Paladin, and then getting the Mountain King staffed out. So for like half a second that was looking just awful for Sheik. He could have just lost the game, but then he turned around with that perfectly timed ability potion. 2 fiends getting chased off in the corner though. So level 5 Archmage, and that's a scary level. Like at that point you probably need destroyers. You cannot afford to have multiple level 3 water mantles running around. That's going to be too much damage. Three ring of protection on the Death Knight. Griffin goes down. It's very, very difficult to keep that alive once it's webbed. And Knight goes down just before the staff could be used. Some kind of issue here where they pause the game, but nothing that we can see while we watch the replay. So supply-wise, looking quite even here for both players, but definitely Sheik the winner of that fight. Almost 5-3 on his first and third hero, almost 4 on his second, compared to 5-3-2 for MisterWinner. So again, if you're trading fiends for Knights and Griffins, you're going to get more experience, you're going to get better heroes. So checking Sheik's base to see if there are those Necromancers, Banshees on the way, and they are in fact coming here. So Adept training and Banshees. Otherwise just more of the same, fiends and statues. Still no destroyers, only 4 flying machines. Sheik could definitely make like a couple statues and surprise MisterWinner with destroyers. Since there is that one single workshop, it'd take a long time to actually make enough flying machines to deal with a lot of destroyers. So 3-3 for the Mountain King and the Paladin, so 5-3-3, a very dangerous combination. Triple human heroes always been very, very scary. Great items, like that Mountain King is not going to die. Paladin does look like the juiciest target if you have a nice silence placed. Here we go. Sheik is actually already broken supply, broken upkeep. But most of it is not out yet. So it is right now a very even 50-50 fight. Instant bolt, light focused, no time for Sheik to react. Second Fiend gets coiled, will it get frost armored? Not yet. Gets bolted down. Those Knights do a tremendous amount of damage. A lot of HP as well, but they are slowly going down to that orb focus. But at this point, I mean, 3 Fiends have gone down and nothing has gone down for the human. These level 3 water mantles are doing so much damage. With perhaps some, yeah. Paladin goes down, that's a huge turn for Sheik, but there is no time portal and this Death Knight is surrounded. Does have Death Pact. Oh wow, I did not think he would, but he has Death Pact. That's going to keep that Death Knight alive. It might just win him this fight. There is no mana for Stormbolt. Both of these heroes are about to go down, Mountain King and Death Knight. Tried to drop the ring to pass the potion of immortality, but did not do it in time. Death Knight instantly bought back though. MisterWinner again with those lumber issues, he cannot buy back any of his heroes, he does not have the wood for it. Griffin goes down, Fiend goes down, second Fiend should fall, or not. Yeah, these statues are really helping Sheik at this point, so even though he bought back from the tavern, he's already at 120 mana thanks to the Brilliance Aura and the statues. Griffin getting focused down heavily, might even go down here. Survives with 23 hit points. Yeah man, at this point, without destroyers, I mean these water mantles are doing so much damage. But Sheik still continues to just make fiends. Not even really seen Banshees that much, have we? Like, looks very much to be just fiend statues right now, which isn't optimal, I would say, against Knights. But again, we have the 3-0 attack upgrades, just as last game, and MisterWinner with the 1-0. Just cannot afford any more. Just like last game, 2 workers on wood. So losing that militia train, really impacting this game. And you have to question whether or not it would be worth it just to buy extra peasants at some point in the game to make back that wood income. But here we go. Jade supply versus 46. MisterWinner is ahead. There There is one injured Griffin though, it could go down really fast. Oh, missed coil on the feed. Always hurts. Second fiend goes down and it's looking very, very bad for Sheik at this point. Heavy focus on the Lich. Needs to be a coil pretty soon. There we go. But there's still no town portal. Could be a bolt focus here on the Death Knight. Nice silence. Mountain King not back yet. That Stormbolt. Sheik is free to run around as much as he wants as long as he micros it correctly. Passes the Invulnerability Potion. Oh, dodges coil with the Divine Shield, which could have been a defensive coil to keep this Dark Ranger alive, so that might have been a huge mistake, but no. Follow-up coil to fully heal the Dark Ranger. Random Holy Light there on the Lich. And Sheik's running back. I mean, Mr. Winner is at 59. Sheik is at 43. The Banshees are rolling in now. Two statues waiting at home, and a couple of spread fiends. Like, I think Sheik is a bit overwhelmed this game. A lot of things going on. But there are some creeps left.
Our gold mine has collapsed.
Uh-oh, the gold mine has collapsed. This is interesting because Mr. Winner, like I said previously, I've never actually seen him expand, so I wonder if he's gonna get the wood for an expansion and put it up, or if he's just gonna try to suicide into the undead base at some point. Same question for Sheik here. Is he gonna build an expansion, or is he gonna like unsummon everything he has and go for a huge push? It's always an interesting question in this situation, because if both players are one base and both players lose their gold mines, there's no real incentive to attack either side, right? There's no reason to attack where the undead has the advantage. There's no reason to attack where the human has the advantage. So it could become a stalemate game if none of them decide to expand. But it looks like Sheik might be... He does have the gold for it. So does Mr. Winner at this point. Looks like Mr. Winner instead wants to either expand down here or do an aggressive push to a potential expansion from his opponent. He does have flying machines. He could be scouting to see exactly what's up, because right now there's nothing. Is it going to be a super aggressive expansion in your opponent's natural? That would be cool to see. The big downside here is as soon as this is done, Sheik is just going to push. So the game will probably be decided before this ever has an effect, but it's kind of necessary to actually force a conclusion. If there's no expansion, there's no incentive to attack, so Mr. Winner is kind of doing the one thing he can to make sure this game goes on. Supply-wise, he is still ahead, but oh, there's Master Training on the way. 3 Banshees with Master Training, all the Acolytes, all the Ghouls. So probably we will see a lot of Anti-Magic Shell, and then maybe he'll wait a little bit to get enough mana for possession. And I mean, if you can possess 3 of these knights, that's more than half of them. And they're gonna get the Banshees are gonna get focused down really quickly though, so the odds of 3 knights getting possessed are very slim, but it's gonna keep Mr. Winner in the fight. It's gonna force him to make quick decisions on what to focus and how. But I think these Elementals are gonna be crucial in that situation to make sure the Banshees die quickly. That piercing damage. Here we go with the unsummoning. Probably wants to buy a mana potion on that level 5 Death Knight, or a scroll of healing, but probably I'd say a mana potion. Yeah, there we go, there's the mana potion. Could unsummon a bit more, like if he really wants to, could unsummon pretty much everything.
Research complete.
Oh my god, Sheik actually hasn't scouted this, so he assumed there's going to be expansion at the natural where there should be an expansion, so to speak. And now he's going to realize where he actually has to attack. So 51 against 64 supply.
Our town is under siege.
Very close to level 6 Archmage, which won't have a huge factor. Like Mass Teleport won't do much, I don't think, but level 3 Brilliance Art certainly would help. We have double staff actually, which is really cool to see. A lot of this is going to be decided with the Banshees. A lot of it's going to be decided with the Silence. Like if Silence can hit. Oh, there we go. It hits everything. There are 2 water elemental level 3 out though. Quick nuke on the Paladin. Anti-magic shield on everything. There is possession. We hear the possession noise. 1 goes through. Archmage very, very low. There is no silence though on the Divine Shield Paladin, so Polar Light comes through and hits the Archmage. It's really hard to tell, but I mean these Griffins are dying pretty fast and piercing. There is an undead knight, so to speak. These heroes are still untouched. Very, very low HP on that Paladin. Just out of range for the staff, it looks like. Goes down. Flying Machine's not doing anything in this fight, just being webbed and being in the way. Another knight goes down. Bold focus on the Fiend, but there's a coil and the statue finally being focused. I think this should have been done a lot sooner with the Griffins, the magic damage. But knight after knight is going down. This looks like the downfall of Mr. Winner. He's still ahead in supply just as much as he was at the start of the fight. But hero-wise, he's behind. Supply-wise, Sheik is definitely catching up. Last attempt perhaps, focus firing this Lich. No, instead bolting the Banshee. I like that. No point bolting that Lich when there is coil. But coil does seal the fate of the Mountain King. Goes down. And there will be another coil for this Lich. And there's a mana potion that still hasn't been used. But actually instead it's an offensive coil Nova rather than saving the Lich. It kills the Archmage. There goes the mana potion, but it does not hit. Don't really know what they're saying, but it sounds something like Mr. Winner thinks that his strategy is good, but that he just didn't micro it too well or something like that. And that last fight, I mean, there was definitely advantage for Mr. Winner, but it's hard to take that fight as human as well. If the fight starts with all your heroes being silenced and possession going off, that's a hard position to fight from. Now 6-5-5 heroes. And yeah, it looks like this game's over. They're just kind of talking a bit. GG, there we go. So Sheik takes this 2-0, assuming this was a best of 3. This game 2 was a lot closer, a lot more advantageous for Mr. Winner, looking at that largest army. But again, heroes killed, 6 heroes killed for Sheik, 1 for Mr. Winner. And this is the same problem we had in the last game. Those heroes just aren't kept alive well enough. Silence makes it hard. High level Coil Nova does make it hard, but you can do better than this, I think. So that was probably the big crucial moment. Or that was like slowly chipping away the game for Sheik's favor, those hero kills. Like the experience difference is huge as well. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you enjoyed my content here, then feel free to subscribe and like and all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.